Good morning, class 7. Today we will start with chapter 5, Forest, a Habitat. Before we begin the chapter, I would like to remind you that you people are not writing the new terms and not doing the exercises in your notebook, which I have been telling you from day 1. Children, please do both these things in your notebook from now on. Let's begin the chapter. Habitat. Habitat refers to the natural condition in which plants and animals live. All organisms prefer to live in their own habitat and do not want any other to take over that habitat. They start loving their surroundings. Forest, desert, wetlands, mountains are important habitats on the earth. The organisms feel secure in their habitats. That's very obvious. You feel safe and when you are at your home, when you visit your some of your relatives, you feel nice with it because of the change, but after a few days you feel like going back to your home because that is the place where you find the comfort. So same ways it happens with all the organisms. Forest, habitat for plants and animals. Forest is an extensive area of land covered with trees and other plants. It is a plant community made of trees, shrubs, herbs, etc. They grow in almost all the parts of the earth, from cold polar areas to hot equatorial areas, from high mountains to low plains, and from wet areas to dry deserts of the world. Forests provide habitat to numerous species of plants and animals. All inhabitants get food and protection from the forest. Types of trees and other woody vegetation depend upon the climate, soil, and topography. So it depends on the climate. This you must have studied in this you have studied in geography also, that the climate and the topography that affects the trees, like which type of trees will be you will be finding in particular area. Types of forest. Major types of vegetation are boreal evergreen forest. These trees grow in cold subpolar areas of northern hemisphere. Here winters are long and the growing period is short. During winters the water remains frozen and therefore is unavailable for tree growth. Shape of the leaves in these trees is like needle, which retards the loss of moisture during winter season. As such, the trees remain evergreen. They are cone shaped, therefore, snow slips down easily. Ground vegetation, which is limited to sparse shrubs and mosses, is very little. Pine, fir, and birch are common trees of taiga forest. They are widespread in Russia, where they are called taiga. Taiga, it's a Russian word and it means pure. You have studied this in geography. They are also found in northern part of Europe and North America. During summers, a large number of birds migrate here which feed on the insects. Lemmings, fox, wolves and reindeer are other prominent animals of these forests. So, since this area like water remains frozen, it's a very cold area, and you can see the leaves of the trees, they are needle shaped, and they move towards it's like shaped downwards, so that the snow does not stay there, and the ground vegetation is very limited. The shape of the tree is just to avoid the loss of the moisture, that is transpiration, right? So that's why it's known as boreal, because boreal trees are found here. So this area is also known as boreal evergreen forest. Evergreen because they never shed their leaves, they are green throughout the year. Then comes temperate and subtropical evergreen forest. You can see what mosses grow on the soil, rocks and bark of the trees. They lack roots. Temperate and subtropical evergreen forest. These forests grow in the areas of heavy rainfall of middle latitudes and are also known as temperate rainforest. In the temperate areas, western parts of the continent receive heavy rainfall from westerly winds. In subtropical areas, the eastern part of the continent receive heavy rainfall through trade winds. Heavy rainfall makes them green throughout the year. Okay, so these are the temperate and subtropical evergreen forests. Same ways, since the name is very clear, evergreen, that means they never shed their leaves. And these forests grow in with here the difference is that they have heavy rainfall, and where they come in the area of middle latitudes and are they are also known as temperate rainforest. Okay, rainforest that means they receive rains throughout the year. And in subtropical areas, the eastern part of the continent receive heavy rainfall. That's what I was telling you, and the reason is because of the trade winds. Heavy rainfall makes them green throughout the year. Sunlight can easily penetrate the canopy of these trees. Therefore, ground vegetation is well developed in the form of epiphytes. They are widespread in the western part of North America and eastern part of Asia. In the southern hemisphere, they grow in Chile and New Zealand. Both conifers and broad-leaved trees make up these forests, but conifers are very large in size. Redwood, hemlock, oak, magnolia and spruce are the important trees. So oak is a hardwood tree with more than 4,500 species. Magnolia is a woody flowering plant with more than 220 species. Spruce has 40 species. Black spruce and white spruce dominate Canada. They are more found in Canada. Epiphytes are the weak plants that are supported by the trees but do not depend on it for their food. So they are not the parasites, but they are just supported by the trees. Important epiphytes are mosses, ferns and orchids. Animals that inhabit these forests are puma, jaguar, bear, etc. Kiwi is a typical of New Zealand only. Besides kiwi, many other flightless birds inhabit New Zealand because of almost absence of predators. After the colonization of these islands, many species have become extinct and many are endangered. That means many have become extinct, now you cannot find them, and endangered, that is, they are on the verge of extinction. If proper steps will not be taken, then they might be left only in the pictures. Then we will talk about tropical rainforest. Tall, broad-leaved evergreen trees of equatorial areas grow in these forests. Typical features of this area is that it remains hot and wet for the whole year. It makes these forests so dense that their leaves join at the top to make a canopy. The sunlight therefore cannot reach the ground and the area becomes marshy at many places because of heavy rainfall. So you can see the difference. Tropical rainforest, they receive the rain throughout the year and they do not let the leaves, they do not let the sunlight penetrate through. But in temperate and subtropical evergreen forest, the sunlight can penetrate through and therefore there is a lot of ground vegetation as well. So that's the difference here. The sunlight therefore cannot reach the ground and the area becomes marshy at many places because of heavy rainfall. These dark and dense forests are also called jungles. Epiphytes grow large in number. Climbers are a common feature of these forests. The internal structure becomes so complex that many animals that live on trees do not or rarely descend to the ground. The ground remains covered with the fallen leaves and twigs. Decomposers in the form of termites, worms, etc. break them down to make food for the trees. Major trees growing in these forests are kapok, mahogany, rosewood, etc. Rapid recycling of fallen material keeps the soil poor. They cover the large area in the Amazon basin of Brazil, Congo basin of Zaire, and Southeast Asia, including Western Ghats of India. Wood of these broadlanded trees is hard, therefore, it is of little economic use to men. Forests of the Amazon basin are the largest in size of all the forests of the world. Pitcher plant is an insect eating plant. Its leaves are tubular, you can see it in the picture, and hollow with the downward pointing hair. When an insect enters, it cannot climb against the hair and falls to the bottom of the leaf. More than 90% of the animals of these forests are insects, and most of them are beetles, leafcutter ant, okapi, galago, tapirs, elephants, gorillas, agoutis, wild pigs, monkeys, are some of the prominent animals of these forests. So, that's all for today, class. Please read the chapter, do the exercises in your notebook, and do write the new terms and learn them. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. Be safe at home.